All that I crave when you're away, nights are sleepless. Do we need space? Yeah, maybe a break. Boy, you're my weakness. Give and we take, the love that we make, it's my favorite drug. Too caught up in your love. I've been trying to forget, but you won't let me. Something in my brain wants you. I've been hanging by myself, asking for help, but nothing seems to work on you. Yeah, you always make me feel like, oh yeah, you never leave my thoughts alone, yeah, you're the reason I'm going out my mind. I just can't stop thinking about, yeah, you got me feeling some type of way, you make me wanna stay in all day, you're the reason I can't get out my head. I just can't stop thinking about you. 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 I just can't stop thinking about you.
Head underwater, I'm falling back into you. I thought we'd be smarter, I got nothing left to lose. You said you fall with me, no matter how far it goes. Down deep and under, we're stuck in this pattern, but I need you close. All I ever wanted was for you to prove me wrong. You're changing our colors again and again. I could never let you go. Something about you feels so different, makes me wanna risk it. Every time I look at you, you pull me back into your river. Swim a little deeper, I don't need to breathe with my head underwater. I don't know the reasons.
Good morning and welcome to XeQueBo here in Valencia. We're at semifinals in the Open Division. Team Multi-TV in their flipped tanks wearing white, taking on Dindon, the Italian national team that are using a different moniker and jersey, of course, but what is not surprising is they're coming out with a zone, and what's even less surprising is that there is a bump on the mark from Davide Morti. Pop back, Nasembe Vogel goes to Bonnet. Buja to Mine. And there's some space around the zone. Bonnet comes under, Buja's gone deep. Deep shot goes, and there's too much on it for the score. And Dindon will have a break chance. Effective zone on the first point of the game by Dindon. Davide Morti will pick up the disc. Into play. Morti tries to get isolation, goes for Sorgente, it's dropped. Morti not happy, shows some dismay in his body language. Buja to Barsazi, and it is a hold, albeit dirty. But Ulti TV get the first goal of the game and establish a lead against the Italians. The Italians, of course, knocked off GB in what was thought to be a surprise. Most people believed GB would be better. If you go back through the results, Italy did come through second. They suffered a loss in the end of pool play to Spain Open, but on Universe Point, that put them in the second place bracket, and they played up and beat GB in a quarter. And that one does get all the way around somehow. Missed the initial target, but found the second. Cassetta with the disc. Popped high and caught low. Palmieri to Cassetta. Cassetta finds for the goal. And that is Bortolotti, who scores and ties things up. Wind picking up just a little bit right now. Small breeze as we move into the third point of this game. Expect to see another Italian zone. And it goes out of bounds. They will get the benefit of the brick. Vargas, the Portuguese sensation, will pick up. Long-time king of the beach. Vargas goes to Buja. Buja around for Mbe Vogel. Back to Buja. In the middle for Mine. Back to Buja. Mine again. He has Vargas running into quick upfield. Nas into a tight space. Buja around and Bonet is there. And great navigation of the zone this time. Ulti TV March 1 through. Two-one, Aldi TV in the lead on serve. They will send pull to the Italians. Of course, this is the battle of the purple shirts. Great chase by Stauffer. Deep shot goes, and it's taken down by Palmieri. Back to Lorenzo Pavan. Palmieri again. Gets around a bid by Pascual, but not enough. Mazzo tries to get around Cassetta with a disc. Looks to shovel back, then goes over to Bortoletti. Cassetta to Pavan. Pavan on the line, and there's a bid there. And that looks like it's taken away. Good end zone defense by the internationals. Disc is in, and they've gone immediately to Stauffer, but the throw can't stay in bounds. ambitious looking option, but a degenerated is the good news, despite the inability to convert a pass. Let us know in the chats how you're doing, where you're watching from, who you're cheering for, among anything else you feel like sharing. Mazzo motions the backhand. Pavan comes under, well guarded by Giuliani. Mazzo to Palmieri. Leading throw, and gets the defense turned around. Bortolotti has eyes on it first. Turns high, but I don't think Alti TV mind that defensive effort. Speaking as their coach. Two. But the coach of the Alti TV crew is yours truly, is myself, Stefan Rapazzo, the commentator, and the coach. But they've got a leadership group out there, and Elliot Bonnet, Nasser Mbe Vogel, and Pedro Vargas, the trusted on-field brains trust. There's one of them now, Nas, to pick up. He comes under for Bonnet. Barsazi puts the foot down. He stays in bounds, around for Bonnet. Barsazi's off. Buja. Mbe Vogel can't get the throw off. Had a cut he gives the scuba. Bonnet is there. Pick is called. I don't think it should matter, and it doesn't. It is 3-2. Alti TV stay in front. Davide Morti already showing frustration with how his teammates are playing defense. If only they could just do it like him. Look at the calmness in the body language. A picture of tranquility is Davide Morti. There's his patented move, the jersey pull. Do it like I do. Bump them, push them, run around them. 3-2. To the internationals, they send the pull, and it's Carlo Mazzo underneath. Mazzo and Cassetta. Pavan sends the backhand, looking for Bortolotti, and it's gonna go too far, but only just. But that is a break chance for Alti TV. They'll put it into play from their own corner. The wind is getting gusty. Still manageable for sure, but picking up to a little bit of a small gust. Pasquale comes under. He goes to Toby Mine. To Giuliani. Giuliani to Bobinets. Bobinets waits, pushes forward to Mine. And they are in a great position, 5 meters away. Krashovsky goes back, Bobinets. Shovels the other way and into the dirt. Pavan and Cassetta. And just taken away. Back to Mazzo, pops one up, Palmieri, and leads in for Pavan. And Alti TV do everything but score the break, and instead it's tied up and still on serve. So the update from the other semi is 3-2 for La Mixta, and that is like the women's semi. It is the national team on the single gender side, in this case open, taking on the national team from the mixed side, in this case the MMPs, and it is La Mixta that's up by 1. Yes, this time the open team would be the favorites. Last time the mixed women were the favorites. That pull touches down. Vargas goes to Mbe Vogel to Buja. Bonnet comes around. Barsazi shaking, trying to open up deep. Buja. Back to Bonnet. And Buja again. Barsazi, and now Bonnet's very free, and that's a goal. Alti TV staying ahead by 1. Holds, and we're still on serve. Here's another look at Davide Morti. Let's watch how badly he gets busted up trying to play defense. I mean, putting him on for a zone point, I can understand, but he's on Elliot Bonnet there. That is about 10 meters in a second and a half on Davide Morti. I think he's using tank speed number 1, slowly moving the conveyor belt wheels as Elliot Bonnet has jetpacks on. They're gonna need to rectify that matchup. I don't think it's going to work for them. That said, we are on serve. This is a very tight game, and this Italian team has been pesky throughout the tournament. Mazzo to Palmieri. High, looking for Pavan. He does have position and takes it down between 2 defenders. That's as good as Alti TV can go against him, and I suppose that shot should be invited if you can put a front and back on him and hope you get 1 step better the next time. Pavan, of course, a center focal point to the Italian team, to Dindon and what they can do. Hands up for the pull. And that pull from Cassetta goes all the way around. And it's picked up and put into play. Another zone. Barsazi to Buja. Buja sends one deep. Barsazi, the recipient, he's in, and it looks like Bonnet is free again, and that's twice Bonnet's used his separation downfield to be very open by the time the deep cut looks up, and there is all of a sudden an aggressive sounding scream coming from the Italian Dindon sideline as the triple Bs, the killer bees, connect again. Buja, Bonnet, Barsazi. They are who we thought they were. Alti TV send the pole. Casetta fires into the middle. Pavan. Pavan with a high release backhand to Palmieri. Cassetta, there's a mid there, not in time. And a nice finish by the Italians, very quick to get into the end zone, make it 5-5. We're still on serve. Barsazi having a dance, and there's Davide Mori. I guess when he's on the beach, he doesn't do his spin pull. He wants to roll them out of bounds, but that didn't work. Nas to Buj. Buja to Bonnet. And that's two parts of the Killer Bees. Corcoran goes down to his knees. What's the call here? Travel called. I remember Davide Mori saying he has never called a travel on the beach to me within a month ago, and here he is calling travels on the beach. He said it's impossible to call a travel on the beach because the floor literally moves beneath your foot. And now here is Davide Mori calling a travel on the beach. Why? Because it benefits his team, perhaps. Mori on Buja. He goes across to Corcoran. Buja is the hot ticket here. He's got the easy matchup. The scuba across for Bonnet and just gets that one through. But they do, and they stay ahead 6-5 for the internationals. Timeout taken by Ulti TV. An interesting one. But they know what they're doing out there. We're going to take a short break here. We'll be back with more action from Open semifinals at XeQueBo. For a Michelin star chef making gelato in Paris. I had my own restaurant in Nicaragua and a food truck in Australia. Why wouldn't you watch me? Check out my YouTube channel. Aldi TV set to pull. They've put on a strong defensive unit, crossing Buja and Bonnet over to join the youngster Stauffer, Giuliani, and Vargas. And a big chase, but the Italians go to Cassetta. Now in the backfield, Mazzo for Pavan. Pavan in the middle. Takes Bortolotto and Mazzo. Mazzo goes to Bortolotti. And Mazzo again on the doorstep, goes offhand and does get a leaning catch there, makes it 6-6. It's Galaxy point for half. And the attempt made to stack goes for naught. Still a game with no breaks. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you do your civic duty, hit that like button. Love seeing you all in the chat, despite some of the audacity being thrown around by one Benjamin Reese. Six, Galaxy Point. Here comes the pull. Slow to the ground, picked up by Mine. He goes to Mbe Vogel. Barsazi on the sideline. Barsazi back to Mine. Barsazi's got the mismatch. They go to Buja. Buja throws into Montanari. Davide Mori picks up right away. Palmieri. A round throw with all sorts of contact, nothing called. Casetta. Davide and Nas bouncing off one another. Some old school going on. Montanari. Chance to break for Dindon. A high floater, Palmieri. Palmieri dishes off. And Casetta, and that one taken away. Back in the hands of Ulti TV. Mbe Vogel goes to Barsazi. Buja. Sends deep. Bonet, but the throw out of bounds. And another one goes to Dindon. Second chance to break. Slow walk to the corner. Davide Mori giving instructions before he picks up the disc. The tourist passes to Davide. Davide runs to the line and is still in a travel situation. Coming in at 0 or 3, I'm not sure. Fires to Palmieri, and that one's knocked down. Oh, a foul called. That is an interesting one to me. I mean, he hit the ground and it popped up. Now am I just biased because this is my team? Let's have a look. Hits him hard. He had a second chance. Buja got the hand in there. What do you think at home? I don't think I can give an honest answer on this one. I don't think it was a foul. I thought I think maybe it could be a strip. Maybe. I think it's a ground strip is really what it was. Even if Buja touched it, it was the hit on the ground that popped it out. But I may have a bias. Ian Tate has woken up, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning, everyone.
Enjoy the party last night.
We had a good time.
It was a good one. It
Good
was.
little boogie.
We're on a multi-turn Galaxy Point here. It's been a heck of a game. On serve, no breaks, but if Ding Dong do score here, it will be the first break of the game.
Very
Casetta sends deep. Barsazi takes it away. Buja to Bonet. Back to Buja. Buja tries for mine and misses. And now Dindon break the other way. And that is the first break of the game, and that is a half taker of a break. And Ding Dong take the half. They will get the opportunity to go the 2 for none. They will receive on offense after the break. A tough point for the internationals. Will they find a way to get it back in the second half? That is what you'll have to stay tuned in for. Make sure you don't go anywhere. We'll be back after these words.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with Alti TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
Six Ding Dong break to take the half, and the pressure has now been shifted to Alti TV to be able to get breaks. If they hold out as they did for the majority of the first half, it will be a game for Ding Dong. Mazzo to Cassetta. Cassetta back to Mazzo. And the wind is picking up. Cassetta goes to the middle. There's a bid to Palmieri.
And they turn.
And a turn over there.
A great layout attempt, but just not able to reel it in. Is this the chance that Alti TV has to even the scores and get back in this early in the second half?
Stauffer to Kraszowski. Pascual went deep. Back underneath for Stauffer. Up the line. Handy catch by Bobinets. Kraszowski comes out. Stauffer comes in. And Stauffer to Kraszowski, who bobbles off the hands. He goes to Giuliani. A deep cut by Bobinets, not taken. Giuliani goes through Kraszowski. High stall count. Nothing to shoot for, Bobinets. Stauffer comes under, great cut. Bobinets around to Kraszowski. Other side, Pascual. He's looking for the around. Gets nothing there. Was hoping for the reset, and they've given it back.
Yeah, just a miscommunication there. Dina thought that there was another player behind him, and there was just no one at home.
And the Italians stand over the disc, call the timeout, and they're going to take a break, so we'll take 1-2. We'll be back with more action. All timeouts used up now at 7-6 Ding Dong. And back in action. It's been a very quick moving game until the last 2 points, the one before half and this one. the first point in the second half are slowing down just a bit. Higher turns, timeouts in both the last 2 points. I wouldn't say getting chippy, but I think it's the sense that this game is still hanging in the balance is a bit more palpable right now than it has been for the first 11 points of the game.
Yeah, it feels like both teams are feeling the pressure. We know from yesterday that LTTV can take it away in the second half. They did trade with Germany to up till 9-9 and then took it away to 13-9. This team, I think everyone would agree, is slightly more formidable than Germany.
Yeah, I
agree.
We'll
see if they can try and recreate that again in this game in a tougher challenge.
Yeah, a team of soldiers, kind of what you expect out of Italian teams nowadays. No superstars, no major focal point. I mean, Pavan is a superstar, but doesn't play too much of a focal role. Everybody plays the team game, particularly on their defensive looks. Mazzo. Cassetta. Up, and Bartoletti goes to the middle. Palmieri, high, and Pavan can't handle it. It's a bit too high, and Alti TV will get a chance.
Pavan had a hand on that disc. I think he was just a little bit put off by the bidding Alti TV
Giuliani is injured and will come off holding the midsection.
A very fragile area.
Bonnet comes in to replace. Bonnet is under. Now Stouffer. He's gone deep, looking for Bobby nets, and they miss again. And they'll have to play more defense against these pesky Italians.
I don't know how much longer this point can go. What's that? 3 turns each?
At least.
Feels like this is going to be a momentum builder. Whoever comes out top of this point is really going to have the wind behind them.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Of course, plenty to play, but we are in our 34th minute now. Mazzo with the disc. He goes to Cassetta on the swing through the middle and over top to Pavan. Pavan goes to Cassetta. Cassetta leads forward and has Merlini. Now Mazzo, Pavan high to Mazzo, and that's a big hold for Dindon in the end. They hold off a very aggressive defense. They got the disc 3 times but could not convert the break.
Yeah, it was a very clean offense right at the end of that point from Ding Dong. Begs the question why they couldn't do that the first 3 or 4 times, but they cleared it out. They've sorted themselves out there and got themselves back on the board.
O-line was left on the field for a very long run.
Question is that going to hurt them later on in the game? Yet to be seen.
That's what we'll keep our eye on. For now, they see the 2-point advantage on the scoreboard. Pull for Toby Mine and Nasser Mbe Vogel. Nas sends deep looking for Horne Buja, and it's too far. And a chance for the Italians again.
Yeah, that disc came out very cleanly, especially going upwind as it was. It was a lovely sort of technique to the throw, just not quite able to reel it in, just soaring too far into that corner there. Lots of pressure on Ulti TV now to try and get this block, get back on Owens, get back in this second half.
Break here could be treachery for the internationals. Montanari leads to Lugassi. Lugassi goes inside and connects. Sorgente, very quick to the sideline for Lipari. And over top, and that'll get cleaned up by the businessman, Barsazi. Mine goes to Mbe Vogel. No call by Nas. He knows he should have had it. Montanari. And a foul on the mark. Montanari throws high and unable. Wow, everybody had a chance on that, but it does land, and that means it is Ulti TV's disc again.
Both teams feeling the effects of this wind a little bit. As Ding Dong started on that offense, they looked to do a set play to centre the disc, but Ulti TV's defense really locked that down. Let's see if they can get their flow going a little bit better.
Barsazi with a bit on the hip. Back to Mine. Barsazi gets going, and Mine sends yes, Barsazi gives the full somersault after the layout. Vargas gives an option and a floater, and Vargas waits out the pack. Thankful for some mistimed jumps there. He's got the goal, and Ulti TV level the score. No, they're still down by 1. 7-8. They still need a break.
After all that, another one to go, eh? But what a grind to stay with that point. A huge play as we watch this again from Barsazi. The mid-air somersault is crazy. Fantastic grab. That's some proper gymnastic stuff right there. And then maybe not the cleanest of throws, but completes the score. Gets the point on the board.
And the Ulti TV pull lands for Mazzo and Palmieri. Mazzo again, the high release to Pavan. Palmieri. Pavan. Picks called for sure. And that one off the hand, turned over. And will this be the moment Ulti TV can manufacture their break? From their end zone. Oh, shnikes is what I was gonna say. Giuliani spins the body around on the hard reception. Chucks deep. Bode hops it in. And Ulti TV break to make it 8-8.
We have a game on our hands, Steph.
What a throw by Martin Giuliani. The wind is picking up. It makes a great catch. And you kind of got to throw that when Bonet has got clearance despite the upwind. And what a throw. Great hop in by Bonet. And with just less than 4 minutes before the cap will go, Ulti TV have tied it up. They still need a break.
Yeah, easy to feel like you have to rush that throw when you see Bonet going deep. So fantastic from him to weight it well further on and just that small jump into the end zone at the end there.
So this is the first pull of the game going the opposite direction. No, that's not true. After the first break. I apologize. Here we go, Ulti TV. Can they get a run going? Excellent pull by Bonet. Excellent pull by Bonet. That is going into the pedestrian traffic.
Yeah, they might not agree with you about that one.
So the lady who got hit in the shin, maybe not. Some good battles upfield. Pavan to Mazzo. Mazzo to Cassetta. Pressure on the throw. That one is never, it did come in, thankfully, but it did not connect, and there's another break chance for Ulti TV. It's 8 apiece.
Both teams stepping up the physicality here, really putting lots of pressure on these downfield players, but keeping it in a clean way, which you'll love to see. Really upping the ante here.
Bonnet from the sideline goes back to Buja. Buja sends deep. Bobinets and Corcoran on the chase, and it goes out the sideline, hits another one of the pedestrians. He seems to have weathered it well, but they've given it back to Dindon. I must say, Ulti TV had very little to shoot for, and this he missed him, thankfully. It could have been a lot worse. And now we see the tourists trying to throw it back in, and they realize why this sport is for the experts.
Yeah, you can't be throwing it to yourself. That's a turnover.
So Mazzo will start from what is very much a coffin corner right now, with that wind blowing right into his face. He gets a beautiful upline to Cassetta, who gets another beautiful upline to Pavan. Pavan floats one up. Bartolotti, but Buja knocks it away. Bobinets will pick up. Buja. He goes around. Bonnet is there. Bonnet to Buja. And again. Once more. Time is over. Buja. And that one is picked off by Cassetta. Now Pavan. Palmieri leads. And Pavan makes a hell of a play. Gets up and goes around to Cassetta. High over top, but he does find a way to Pavan. Guarded by Toby Mine. And a switch there, and he gets through, and that is a score for Dindon. They manage a hold, 2 chances for Ulti TV, but put themselves in very good position as Toby Mine has left it all out on the field.
Yeah, he's putting an absolute shift on that point, looking to switch, take his matchups, get in the way and cause as much trouble as possible, but not to be in that one.
Did we lose power? So it will be a game to 10. It is a game to 10. And That means major advantage for the Italians, sitting at 9. Big pressure on to Ulti TV here. Vargas will initiate the point. Vargas to Giuliani. Barsazzi. Barsazzi throws deep. Vargas is there. Giuliani is there. Nobody is there. The throw goes beyond.
That throw just caught by the wind. No one able to reel it in. I think they were all expecting it to drop a little bit faster than it did, and you've got to keep in mind how strong this wind is. Maybe hard to see from at home, but it is a strong gust coming from the near side of the pitch where we are, cross field over to that far side.
Yeah, it is as strong as we've seen for the weekend, as Mori initiates and goes deep straight away, picked up by Vargas, and lucky to get away with one to Nas there. Now Giuliani had Barsazzi going deep, takes Bonnet instead. Mbe Vogel leads, takes Vargas. Vargas to Mbe Vogel. Nas goes inside and it's off the hands of Bonnet. Morty high, and it's Morty who will give it back. Bonnet to Giuliani, and that's a goal. We're going to Universe Point.
Many errors that point again. Just the disc absolutely floating through the air with this wind. As Steph runs out onto the pitch, he will be there to make sure that his team is doing all that they can to take home this Universe Point, imparting many words of wisdom, I'm sure. But with the Italians with a significant advantage coming on offense, coming down what is a partial downwind as it's kind of diagonally across here. Tell us in the chat, who do you think comes home with this win?
Universe Point. And Din Don to receive.
I think the Italians may be unaware that it was Universe. As Davide Mori heard on the sideline, he didn't look pleased.
Did not at all, but does he ever when he's on a sideline?
A very good point.
That nice pull, lands in, rolls out. Mazzo will bring it back to the line. First throw to Mazzo. Pavan. Pavan back to Mazzo. Mazzo high, knocked away, and that one's turned over. Ulti TV will get a chance.
Yeah, massive pressure there from Barsazzi on that under, but the throw was just too high for the Italian player to reel in.
Bonnet comes under, two defenders on him. Now Giuliani throws to the corner, and that one's taken away by Palmieri, and a foul is called by Barsazzi. Let's have a look.
The Italian sideline is not happy with that call. Let's see here. Oof. It's a close one.
It is a close one. Barsazi saying hits the wrist. I think Palmieri had a better line on it, to be honest. Barsazi had to turn back to his inside hip. And
I don't know.
it's a tough one to call. What do you think in the chats? I mean, I think I liked the line. I liked the layout. Ian Tate thinks it's a turnover.
Yeah, I think he just gets his hand in there. Barsazi's trying to close his hands around it in the clap catch. But for me, he's just not quite quick enough.
I think it was probably a clean enough block. It's a tough one in a game like this. How has the contact been felt throughout the game was a big part of that one, because I think letter of the law again, he did touch a wrist, graze a wrist. I think as far as a clean enough line, yeah, I think that is a D 9 times out of 10. If Barsazi's calling it against, it's a touchy call, I'll say.
Yeah, but this goes back.
Giuliani to Buja. Buja goes high. Bonnet comes down, not in. Bonnet goes around. No, he doesn't. Testing what he's got available. Now Buja comes through. And a foul accepted by Matzo. Buja taps it in, goes to Bonnet quickly. Elliot Bonnet. Back to Buja. Stingy defense by the Italians. Now to the center of the field, Bonnet. Looks back, pop pass, Barsazi! And Ulti TV find a way to win. Put that one in. A late game break is a universe point break. And Ulti TV are on to the finals. Who will they play? That is still to be determined. Spain Open seemed to have a comfortable enough lead that TD Nikki Chapman is proclaiming it already to be the way. Tate, a bit of a speculative call on universe points.
Yeah, the Italians are going to feel hard done by that one. I think it's a tough call to make on that UP, but a close one. It went back, and they had quite a few passes after that where the Italians had a chance to make a play.
Well, with that, we're going to get out of here. It is a Ulti TV win on Universe. Thank you all for joining us. Bronze medal games coming up next, then the finals. Make sure you stay locked on to Ulti TV. For Ian Tate, I've been Stefan Rapazzo. Thanks for joining. We'll catch you all next time.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, ultimate.
Ulti.tv